Welcome to the winner bracket semi-final. Meta Madness playoffs continue, and we have Warhead Junction as our next one. Should be a game with a lot of fireworks here between the Akatsuki and the Raiders, and we already had some fireworks because we've been here already. The first part of the draft is gonna be pretty quick because the Akatsuki kind of dropped the ball and started picking heroes that are already perma-banned. Now, if you want to inform yourself which heroes are unavailable for the entire tournament, you can have a look down here. 22 heroes are now fully banned for the playoffs. And of course, our second rule is that every hero can only be played once within a series. Despite the fact that it was absolutely obvious that if any team would misclick heroes and pick the wrong ones, it would be the Akatsuki. That set aside for a moment, I'm still very much looking forward to the series because I think this is going to be a close one. The Kira pick really surprised me, or the ban. Even with Ultralis trying to bring her back a bit, I just feel that her loss record is incredible. She's pretty much losing nearly every single game where she gets picked, so it's amazing that they are currently banning her out against Ultralis. If your opponent is trying to trip themselves up, why not allow them, right? We have a global for each team. Dehaka against Falstad now. It is still Warhead Junction, so the boss fight at the top is going to be super important. And they go for Karazim now over Rega, which they accidentally picked the last time that we found ourselves in the draft here. So Tyrael still with Sanctification, fantastic when you're trying to go for the boss fight. If you're just looking out for isolating targets and killing them, then Judgment would be amazing. One of the reasons also why Greymane is currently getting banned, because Judgment stun with Bullet, Dehaka follow-up, 7-sided strike. You know the drill, it's just too much. Is it a given that he goes for Judgment? Obviously not. If they want to go for just teamfight value, a Sanctification would be amazing. Greymane would also shine in that scenario. So yeah, they're just banning all of that out. Then again, after Uther has now been banned, the question is, what is the blue team going to get for themselves? We have Sonya, as mentioned, for camp clear for the top lane. Falstad can also provide a gust during fights for the boss. Cassia is getting picked. And Johan with Deckard Cain, or Hunter Orc with Deckard Cain as their support. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun map. Warhead is surprisingly fun to watch, and even for the teams I think it's not really too bad. We obviously decide the starting map for best of 5 series in the tournament, as already announced during the qualifiers. Karrigan and Jaina. Yeah, they're coming out swinging for game number 1. And Mal'Ganis gets locked in quickly as the final pick for the Raiders. I mean, I'm here for it. This is already gonna be an amazing first game with the aggressive draft that we're getting from the Akatsuki. So guys, let's jump straight in. Warhead Junction, map number 1 in the winner bracket semi-final here at the Meta Madness playoffs. Game number 1, the Raiders on the left in blue, eager to take the lead in this best of 5 series here in the winner bracket. We have Sven on Sonya, Johan is playing Mal'Ganis, Hunter Orc on Deckard Cain, Gia is playing Falstad, and we have Nano on Cassia. To the right side of the map, Akatsuki with Skok on Jaina. We get Ultralisk with Karrigan, a super aggressive draft already from them. Masquerade is playing Tyrael, Banana H is playing Karazim, and we have Dark Mok on Dehaka. So, good stuff. Let's go. Game number 1. Nano's probably a little bit sad right now because his Chromie was also added to the perma-bans for the playoffs. So now he's out most of his favorite heroes. He still has, of course, Cassia, Mephisto is another one. A lot of the mages, at the end of the day, are heroes that he can play extremely well. But some of his favorites have definitely been shut down hard. And if anything, I was really amazed that they allowed Chromie to stay in the game for that long. It wasn't pre-banned there. Sven pausing the game, so apparently a bit of an issue for the Raiders. Darkmok is already moving now towards the top to match up against Sonya in an attempt to establish that 1v1 lane. And, well, in the meantime, they have to kind of stay away from a lot of these CC chains that we're going to see. Now, for the time being, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but once that Dehaka starts to go into these battles, he can follow up on any Karrigan combo or even initiate them. And Tyrael can assist them with shields. You have all the slows from Jaina, of course, as well. So all of that adds up to a lot of control that they can use, particularly in choke points. Now, if they can pull that off properly, that's still something that we have to wait and see. The blue team has nearly a full sleeper setup. I mean, honestly, Mal'Ganis is going to put you to sleep. Deckard Cain is going to put you to sleep. If you ever need a bit of vacation and a rest, then just play against those two, and you can take the hand off the keyboard, and you're not missing anything. But the only one that's missing is essentially Anna with the Sleep Dart. But yeah, Deckard is starting to make his way over towards the middle now. 1-on-1 lane, as I mentioned, is up at the top. So there's that. And now everybody is just trying to go for some early game aggression, trying to check if they can maybe catch somebody off guard. Camps are, of course, now super important as the 1 minute mark has passed and the mercenaries have spawned. We're not seeing any real invades yet. Everybody is just focusing on their own stuff. 5 minute mark is when the boss spawns all the way up at the top. I don't think it's immediately going to be taken, but yeah, we'll see it claimed eventually. This is usually what ends the game. The top lane is the most important one on this map. That's where the boss travels through, and that beast is just insanely powerful. But here in the early game, Ardent Restoration for Tyrael. He took it a bit late, but yep, 3 stacks for him already, so it seems that we're going to get a Judgment build for him after all, so no Sanctification as it seems for Masquerade. We're going to see him with a lot more damage. Standard talents also for Kharazim, Iron Fists obviously, I mean, duh. I really don't know when... Honestly, it's been years that I have in any seriously competitive play seen something else taken. Nobody takes anything else when they play Kharazim. It's been the established go-to talent on level 1 for at least 5 years or so. So right now, we have an invade. Akatsuki are trying for some aggression. Darkmog already to move out. And the blue team not only defends their position, claims the camp, but is now also on the chase in an attempt to get kill number 1. Yeah, Kerrigan with a combo. Johan, but it is Jaina that dies first. The Dreadlord goes down, and now they are hoping for even a second kill, as it seems. Couldn't quite get to Darkmog or Ultralisk. Yeah, Dehaka is already moving down to the bottom of the map, apparently eager to get himself not only the experience that was left at the bot lane, but also potentially lock in a Warhead for them. And the Warheads have now spawned. So, Warheads in the house. Push at the top lane is now coming. And they have a camp here too, so they're not really going for Warheads right away. Instead, we're having them trying to destroy the wall here, and they should be able to pull that off. Particularly now that Johan is also saying hello and drops a Warhead on this thing. They're going to get a lot of damage done here. And I talked about it earlier. This is the most important lane on this map. This is the lane that you really want to push as quickly as you can. So they're doing a fantastic job here. This is going to help them a ton if they're able to get the boss later on. So as things continue, we now have another Warhead about to be claimed. One is still in the hands of the red team. Kharazim, to be exact, has it. And they have the early level 7 as well. Yeah, Banana's coming in and is dropping it. So, alright, they are also moving for the top. Nicely done. Also gets the entire minion wave with it. That was pretty important too. So, job well done. Gia gets killed, and that's a Warhead on the ground that could be picked up here. Very aggressive moves being made again by the Akatsuki. Kharazim claims it. He has the Warhead now. And he's immediately putting pressure on the Deckard Cain too. Gets put to sleep here on the way back out. But while this is raging on at the top lane, the party continues. Yes, now they're going for Sven. And Sonya is getting dropped insanely low. So this is some fantastic early aggression play from the Akatsuki. Now, just to put this in perspective, the Raiders have done exceptionally well throughout the qualifiers. The Akatsuki, most of the time, they were playing with a couple of subs. I suppose it's fair to say that the Raiders have also played with a lot of sub players. But generally, the blue team has done so well in the qualifiers that it was really a huge surprise. And they established themselves very quickly as one of the top 3 teams. The Akatsuki, after they joined in the second qualifier, also moved into the top 3. And this is a big game now for both of these. I mean, this match is going to be huge. You don't want to drop into the lower bracket too early. You really want to go for that winner bracket run for as long as you can. Bit of B-step is already happening. Absolutely love it. Banana H comes in, B-steps Nano a bit. The banter between the teams, of course. I mean, these guys have been playing for ages against each other and together. So, yep, the banter is already real as they're coming in for this. And then in the meantime, we're now having camps cleared, new ones taken. Kerrigan was chased a bit in the middle of the map. And down here the defense is on, but with Jaina moving in, she quickly rotates through the abilities and tries to push the damage onto Nano. Potions, of course, everywhere, as Deckard Cain is just scattering them all over the place. But level 10 will drop early for Dehaka and his boys. So, yep, they're gonna get that done. I'm not so sure if they can really do anything with it. I mean, there's going to be a half-level gap, but it's not really a big window. And unless they force the fight against Mal'Ganis, and they do, yeah, they're gonna get a kill after all. Look at this. Instant execution. Judgment in, 7-sided strikes, and boy, oh boy, that was neat. And they go for the boss. This is exactly what I talked about earlier. Now they have a numbers advantage. They got their level 10. Gust for Falstad. Can they maybe get him in position? I doubt it, but you know what? Maybe? Mal'Ganis is on his way back, so this is not quite over yet. They might be able to steal that boss away. That would be huge, but Deckard Cain, he needs the Gust to stay alive and gets it. Falstad is gone, though. They kill the birdie. But, oh, maybe Sven is trying to steal the boss, but he can't. Spin to win. God, they kill Kerrigan. What the hell? They're getting it. They're actually getting it. Jaina is about to die. Sonya is dead. Tyrael is dead. And the boss is taken. The boss is stolen away. Huge play from the Raiders. Absolutely huge play. That was massive. Check the fight out. That was incredible. This is exactly what they needed here. They took control of the point. Jaina was trying to grab him, take him down. She couldn't. Not enough damage. Boss gets stolen. And that leaves us with the top fort getting murdered on the side of the Akatsuki. Really nicely done. And yeah, that was big. I mean, it all started with Johan dying. Once that level 10 hit for the Akatsuki, they instantly executed Mal'Ganis. They came in and just murdered him. And now it's momentum for the Raiders. They have not only taken the lead in experience and kills, but they have done serious damage to the top lane. And they are moving into the middle to try and do the exact same thing here too. So yeah, nicely done. I mean, already next hit is coming. They have some warheads and they're using them right away. Couple of combos from Kerrigan. That's the second fort that got destroyed here too. Exceptionally well done. Yep, great job. That is an early game lead for the Raiders now, but of course the red team is now trying to turn it back with the quick judgment from Masquerader and the follow-up from their Haka. But it's Deckard Cain who shuts it down pretty much immediately. Comes in and says like, nope, stay a while and listen. And crushes it. Top wall on the keep has taken a bit of damage as well. And in the meantime, we're now having the boss at the, the camp at the top claim. They of course are going to try throughout the game now to execute even more pressure onto the top lane so that they can take that wall down at the keep. If the next boss is claimed again by the blue team, they have a chance to go for a core. And we'll definitely wait for that. I mean, the timer is still at 3 minutes, so it's going to take a while. First one has already done a lot of damage, but you can definitely end with the second boss. And if that doesn't lead to an immediate end of the game, then the third one usually does. So a lot that can possibly be done here. But again, the red team is going to try to turn things around now. They are on level 13. They have started to bring the pain here, and their goal for now is to destroy the top fort so that they draw even on the lane. Tyrael gets caught at the bottom of the map, but up here at the top, they waited for the minion wave, so they destroyed it together with some extra damage on the fort itself. But they really, really want to take this thing out. Because if they can do that, it would destroy the fountain, and that makes it a lot harder for the Raiders later on the next boss fight to sustain themselves with mana and hit points in the big battle. 18 stacks for the Ardent Restoration. Jaina, by the way, isn't done yet with their own baseline quest. So she's not done with it, and we'll have to wait for her ice block. More pressure down here. Good zoning also from Johan as he kept the entire opponent's team at bay. But every single fort has now been destroyed. Every single fort. So, yeah, not too shabby. We have 6 kills against 4. It's not really that big of a lead in kills alone. If you're looking at the damage numbers, it's 19,000 for Tyrael. So he is currently the top damage dealer for the red team. Jaina is, for example, only coming in at 11,000 right now. And if you compare that to Cassia, Nano has already dropped 33,000 damage on them. Sonya with 14k herself. But yeah, everybody is just going for some additional warheads now. We have 2 warheads already in the hands of the Raiders, so they're pulling ahead there. And they are hoping for level 16 to give them an additional lead that they can use. And they don't really have to use those warheads right away to drop them onto structures. I mean, first of all, they have to really travel far towards the right side of the map to get towards the keeps. But they could also use the warheads here at the top, because in 1 minute the boss is up. And once that's the case, you want to have something ready that can help you with the on-point damage. If it comes down to another huge fight like we just saw previously, then dropping a couple of warheads on that bad boy is definitely going to help. Level 16 is in. Blind as a bat. Falstad, the global, is starting to push out the top lane too, with Afterburner as his level 16 choice. So always very eager now to reposition. And they are already starting to chase the birdie. So Jaina came back in, but particularly Masquerade with his Judgment Material was attempting to flank in. If he gets a good judgment off, that would be an issue. Both teams with level 16 in a second. Down here, Masquerade, and he's dead. Masquerade is dead, but so is Sonya. It's a 4 versus 4 now. And it's not over yet. Johan still in the fight. The attack is coming, and Hunter Hawk gets nearly destroyed. Dark Morg, he's low, and the Haka, the dinosaur, gets extinct again. He gets crushed. The boss is up. They're running a numbers advantage, and they have 2 warheads. They could try and make that play, but they're missing Sonya right now. So, yeah, they try for the camp at the bottom of the map. Don't go for the boss just yet. But there is an opportunity now to go to the top lane and try and play it out there. We're 12 minutes in. Once the boss gets taken, that bad boy has scaled enough to move at least through the keep. That would be true for both teams, no matter who takes it. And they're starting to rotate towards the top side. And are getting immediately scouted out because the opponent has already taken vision there. The Haka isn't back yet, but he can global in once that he spawns. Falstad should fly into. Nice ult from Deckard Cain. Fantastic ult. Ultralisk is ultra dead. Tyrael is getting crushed, and this is the opportunity right here, right now, to go for the boss at the top. The Haka is defending down at the bottom of the map, or at least he's taking position here. It's a 5 versus 3. There is absolutely no chance to prevent this boss from being taken, particularly since there's 2 warheads still in the hands of the team in blue. Raiders are looking great here. They're looking fantastic. I mean, they're going to get the boss. As long as they don't lose anybody now, they're going to be fine. But Falstad is moving in. They're even stealing their camp away. I mean, damn, son. Holy hell. Boss plus camp plus double warhead at the top lane now. They are definitely going to try and go for it. This is an opportunity, and a big one at that. You already have a stats advantage through the extra levels that you're running over your opponent. And now you have a big opportunity here too. Even another one gets channeled. Johan wants to go for 3. They have 3 warheads with this now. They can absolutely zone them. And this boss hasn't even taken any damage up to now. So yep, here come the warheads. They're trying to force the fight past them. But the damage is already being done, and another one could get executed too. Karrigan low, Crystal is being used. Chia on the other hand, nearly dead. The first one to fall is Deckard Cain though. Karrigan dies next. Karazim with a 7-sided strike as he starts to jump out again. But the boss is dishing out the damage. The keep is already getting low, and they're going for Karazim, dropping him quickly. 5 versus 3, 4 versus 3, as they are starting to aim for it. Another warhead, they're zoning them as best as they can. One as a counter, but the boss is already on the way to the core as they're trying to end the game now. They're trying to take the lead in this series. They're getting closer and closer to it. That monster is just shredding the core, and that is game 12. 13 kills to 6 as the Raiders take the lead in this best of 5 series. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Alright, Towers of Boom everybody! Game number 2! The Raiders in the lead after they just took the Akatsuki down on Forehead Junction. So, let's go! Let's see what we can do now on our second map. Obviously, the heroes that have been played on map number 1 cannot be played again in the same series, which means that now 32 heroes are unavailable. And that includes most of the globals. Falstad and the Haka are both out. You could still play Samuro, you could play Vikings, you could play Hunt Illidan, Stage Dive etc. So there's a couple of edge cases that you can still lock in. Abathur would be another one. But generally speaking, the globals are now pretty rare. And on Towers of Doom that actually means something. I mean, again, this is another big map. So Samuro is an option, but we also still have Leoric around, there's Zul around that can of course rotate between the lanes. And it is likely that we're going to see something along those lines. But we have already seen a very aggressive draft for the Akatsuki, and I gotta say, Ultralisk's track record lately on Karrigan is not really the best. So he's struggling with that a bit. His Maiev is already permabanned, so that's a problem. And they're just not really getting into the proper rhythm here. They had some really nice fights, but most of the time it was the Raiders that at the end of the day were able to win it. There needs to, of course, be a follow-up on Karrigan too, and this is currently, yeah, just missing quite a bit. But again, we get Mephisto banned out. I talked a bit about Nano, and he played already Cassia, so I highlighted Mephisto as another really good pick for him, so he gets banned. The ban on Stitches is clearly targeting Masquerade, because Masquerade has been playing Stitches on Towers of Doom and also Tomb of the Spider Queen. So on both of those maps, we've seen a lot of Stitches plays, and by now we're having just everybody saying, you know what, ain't happening, this is out. Leaves us with first pick. First pick for the Akatsuki in game number 2, and we get Stukov. Yeah, alright, so Banana H with Stukov. What do we get together with that? Are we maybe even getting that Uther main tank paired with it? Or is it just going to be a bit of a sniper composition where Varian gets added or someone else that can initiate with a stun and some CC? Time will tell. The blue team, on the other hand, I'm looking at Sven. Every single time we're going into a draft with the Raiders, it's Sven. They pick Varian and they pick Tyrande. Alright. Varian Tyrande for the Raiders. Me likey. So, if there was an intent by the red team to get Varian for themselves, it has now been shut down. So, yeah. This one's already gone. Won't be able to go for that particular lead into the fight anymore. But there should still be some variations available to them. So, what's the weapon of choice? There's Uther. Yes, that's exactly what... I mean, I talked about it the second they picked Stukov, that I could see Uther main tank together with it. And now we're getting exactly that combo. Uther main tank plus Stukov, and they're fully empowering Greymane on this one. I like this already. No matter what score this series ends up with, it's going to be pretty cool. Because we're getting super aggressive drafts. We've seen aggressive playstyles in game number 1. Now the map can be a bit snowbally after you lose control over the top lane and all the bosses there, but this is pretty sweet. And now we are seeing the blue team being forced to ban out Abathur because they're just looking at this and they're like, yeah, Symbiote on this one, copy on Greymane, you know what, we're just gonna put a no on that one. We're gonna veto that, so bye-bye Abathur. He's not gonna be in game number 2 either. And the Akatsuki? What do they ban? They could target Sven on the side lane, or they target Nano. But it's a bit tricky, like, who are they getting rid of here? Yeah, they're getting rid of Gul'dan. I mean, they're targeting Nano more and more. They're getting rid of all the mages, but he can still play... He can play Kel'Thas. His Kel'Thas is solid. Plays usually with a Sunfire Enchantment on level 7 and the Energy Royal on level 4. But his Kel'Thas can be super strong, as we've seen multiple times in the past. You have an additional CC that you can use with your Gravity Labs. The question is just simply, if they do that, they need some more on-point damage to follow up on Varian and Tyrande. But it's an option if he wants to play a mage here. We get Zul and we get Tychus. Nano is the one that waits the longest, so he's going to be the final pick for them. Zul for the rotation between the mid and the top lane. And that leaves us with Ultralisk and Darkmog. I mean, at this point, it has to be Illidan, right? Unless they want to pair Illidan with Abathur later, Darkmog would probably love to play Illidan here. With Stukov and Uther support, that's a huge option for them. Darkmog always wants to play Illidan, but he plays Leo. So I think they're going to try and get it later together with Abathur. And Imperius, alright. Here we go, triple frontline, Uther main tank. And what is Nano picking? With that much melee, he could play Kel'Thas. More CC could help him here. Well, game number 2. Got the Akatsuki going up against the Raiders, and our final pick for the second map in the best of 5 series here in the Meta Madness playoffs is Kel'Thas. Ashalanore. Salami. Let's go, boys. Towers of Doom, map number 2. Game number 2. Raiders in the lead against the Akatsuki, eager to extend it to a 2-0 in the best of 5. We have him on the left in blue with Sven on Zul. Hunter Orc is playing Tyrande. Johan on Varian. And we get Gia on Tychus and Nano on Khaldor. To the right side of the map, the Akatsuki with Skok on Greymane, Ultralisk on Imperius. Darkmog is playing Leoric. We got Banana H on Stukov and Masquerade with the main tank Uther. I'm definitely ready for it. It's been a while since we saw this double support style with Uther. I mean, teams are always threatening it a bit, but oftentimes they... Wait a second. What is happening here? Guys, are you seeing the talents that I'm seeing? Team? Why the hell did he just go for High King's Quest? Is he gonna start yelling at level 4? This is not looking like a taunt. They have to go taunt, right? I mean, normally when you go for High King's Quest, you're looking more so for smash. But in this case, we are talking Tyrande follow-up, Zul follow-up, and then all the damage. So why the hell would you go High King's Quest there? I'm a little bit weirded out by this. And on top of that, take a look at the level 1 talent on Tychus. We're getting an auto attack style. As they're going for Darkmog at the top to lock in first blood, we have pressed the advantage for Tychus. So likely we're going to see stacks on level 4, and he could go for full auto attack style with his hero. So this is gonna get very interesting on level 4 at least. And I am scared about what Johan is doing here. I am really scared. With this lineup, are they playing Zul main tank and Johan is here for damage? That might be one of the explanations, but Varian is already getting murdered here. I mean, they're already realizing that he might not go for taunt, so it's like, hey boys, if you're not going taunt here, then we're just gonna do this to you all game long. So he's down, and Tychus is likely going to fall as well. Is he going to fall? If he gets out here, that would be big. Hunterhawk might be able to get him another heal. Yeah, he gets some damage out, but obviously he falls. So that's 2 kills, 2-1. Well done by the Akatsuki, bringing this back after they initially lost Leoric at the top lane. But this game could be very interesting. And they're stealing it! They're stealing the pumpkins! Pumpkins are taken, there's level 4, Khaldor goes down, but the fight over here, it is Taunt. It is Taunt. So Johan comes in with the High King's Quest on level 1, but he goes into Taunt after all. Anything else would have been more than a shock. But Varian dies regardless. So now it's 4 kills to 1. As expected, on level 4 we get stacks. So Gia is now trying to go for in the rhythm stacks and extend the duration of his trade. But yeah, wild game. Wild game for sure. High King's Quest right there for Varian. Alright. A little bit different, but as long as he still picks Taunt, I'm totally on board with it. Because if you go for Varian Tyrande as a literal first rotation in the draft, then you just have no other choice than going Taunt. I mean, generally speaking, if you want to win the game, you should always go Taunt. Let's just put that out. But yeah, it's a nice start for the Akatsuki. 4 kills to 1. They have an early level 6. And now, of course, going to try for the channels. Tyrande can be a bit annoying with her owls and just interrupt them a bit further. It's kind of wild to me that nobody... Yeah, they're actually getting both. Jesus. They're getting the one at the top right with the split that they executed. They didn't go for the one at the bottom for the altar. So now they are very likely going to lock this one in as well. Despite the fact that they are behind in experience and behind in kills. Nicely done. Neat little moves by the Raiders. So it might take them a hot minute, but they are going to grab this altar. Then again, there might be another kill. Look at those CC chains. Damn. But the shots are being fired, and now Varian is trying to turn it around. Shots are fired, and the red team, despite the fact that they have the early level 7 talent, is now a bit behind in core points. On level 7, we're now getting a Holy Fervor. We're also getting the Quicksilver Bullets. And in the meantime, Tychus is sitting at 15 stacks. Not insane, but decent. Again, we're only 4 minutes in. He goes also for the Relentless Soldier here, which makes obviously a whole lot of sense considering how this game has been going so far. And they are pushing this very quickly. Now that the blue team has 2 heroes at the top going for a pumpkin cap, they're taking their chances at the bottom, and they just crush this one. They're gonna get the entire thing. They're committing to it. Aren't they? I mean, look at Greymane just chunking it down. Skok is just saying, yeah, I'm gonna kill this no matter what. Even if I die, I don't care. Worth it, baby. They're going for Khaldor too. Nano is down. What is happening to the Akatsuki here? They're absolutely melting the Raiders. like hot butter through cheese. They're coming in with 5 kills to 1. They take a bell tower conversion 5 minutes into the game, and it's just absolutely bananas. These guys are unleashed. Whatever happened between the game, it was enough to catapult them forward here and ruthlessly exploit the early game. Damn, these guys are on fire now all of a sudden. Bonkers. Seriously. Look at this. Level ahead. This is crazy. Akatsuki are on a killing spree. They're trying to escort the pumpkins in at the bottom of the map. Top side, of course. There's still 2 heroes pushing for a bell tower too. But bot lane is always more important on Towers of Doom. Now they're going for Varian again, and he nearly dies. He nearly got a kill there, and he actually do get the kill. 6 kills and level 10 any moment. Darkmook is all alone at the top, and they can't even get the bell tower. Even that doesn't happen. No bell tower for them, and this split just doesn't work. Now we have Stukov channeling. Greymane is on the channel. He might be interrupted. Will be, but eventually they're going to get it, and that's already 5 shots fired, so they have 32 points on the core now. And with them moving in with the rest of the team, they're making their moves now. So yep, there we go. Shots fired all over the place. Nice experience lead established. Heroic abilities are also in. We got the Wrath of Ingiris. Stukov hasn't made a choice yet. I'm kind of curious to see what the Raiders are gonna go for now. But this game, at least early on, is heavily dominated by the Akatsuki. Now the top bell tower is obviously gonna get destroyed in a second, but that's still fine. Masquerade at the bottom of the map though, he should be careful. Didn't panic on the other hand. Did at no point drop the Divine Shield here and just like, yeah, alright, whatever, I don't care. So Zul okay, so Zul takes over. He had a lot of faith there. And at the bottom of the map, they make another move for Johan. And he is at this point just an oversized minion, or at least that's the impact that he has. So not really too much of a move being made here by the frontliner. 41 stacks for Tychus. He is getting there. Tychus is getting there with his stacking, so the duration is going to get extended further and further, and as the game continues, this is going to help them a lot. Looking at the damage output here at level 11, we have now 20,000 for Khaldor, we have 17,000 for Tychus, 13,000 for Greymane. It's another great example, by the way, that damage numbers don't necessarily mean anything. You have the red team with a lot lower damage on their heroes, but they are the ones with 6 kills to 1. And then on the other side, the Raiders, yes, they're getting the damage out with their 2 direct damage dealers here, their 2 range damage dealers, but they cannot confirm kills. This might change as the game continues, but it's another really good indicator that it essentially just matters how much damage you can get, how quickly on an isolated target. But again, that being said, it's still half a level lead right now that they're holding. And it's 4 bell towers to 4. Yes, bot lane is a bit more important and the shots are getting fired again. But the Raiders could stabilize here. They could. And they're trying to do exactly that. So at this point, 21 points to 32. They're still escorting the top lane around. Yeah, another play being made for Varian here. They're trying him again. And, well, that's a kill. That's a kill pretty quickly. Even with Khaldor's getting his living bombs executed, they're not getting enough. I am just questioning this double team that is roaming the lanes, particularly since Tychus is going to have a harder time stacking here. They're applying pressure on these lanes, so that's nice, but Leo is also still finding time to retake the top lane bell tower. And that should give the blue team really pause, because they are not getting anywhere down here. They're slowly attempting to poke this out, but Leo is having much more of a success at the top. And if you have Tychus in these team fights, he can stack a lot faster. 50 stacks already, given the circumstances, is actually pretty decent. But yep, he wants more. Comes in again for exactly that. Divine Shield is already out. They're making another move here, trying for Ultralisk. Dropping also a couple of ults, particularly the Skeletal Mages. They really want to retake this one. Leo has already done that at the top. Even the Phoenix gets dropped for this now. Khaldor isn't quite done yet with his baseline, so that's another problem. Yeah. Gia is not too happy with the last 2 trades that he threw out there. The last 2 miniguns didn't give him a lot. Gave him, I believe, like 2 stacks, maybe 3. Now we have a double altar coming up, so if he wants to get the duration extended further so that he can do damage whenever these CC chains are starting, then he needs to get a bit more out of this. But right now they're at least stabilizing. They're not getting kills, but they're stabilizing a little bit. Now, Masquerade up here at the top. They're trying to interrupt him, and they can't. So now it's again 5 shots fired against 3. Red team is just doing so much better. 16 to 26. It's still doable. It's still salvageable. But it's not going to be made any easier here. So now the attacks are coming. Tychus, yeah, he can start stacking this up a little bit more quickly, but he gets also hit hard by Imperia, so that's another problem. In the meantime, Khaldor is retaking the bottom of the map, but up here at the top, it's a completely different story. Tychus is the first one to fall. Leo sacrifices himself. Still a decent trade for the Akatsuki, and they're zoning the opponent out further, trying to go for Tyrande. They lock in another kill, and with Greymane engaging, they nearly got the drop on Nano and Sven. Khaldor has to retreat, so does Zul, and this allows the red team to make a move for the boss, and they are again ahead by an entire level and have an opportunity to lock in 4 more points and also get an early level 16. So yeah, that is kind of nasty. At the top, there we go, 12 to 16, and despite the fact that it's now 4 bell towers to 4, yeah, it is getting kind of bonkers. The level 16 talent is also an advantage. That is, it's a massive power spike. I mean, you have Benediction, for example. That alone is already great. In addition to that, Executioner, Greymane and his damage output has already been neat. I mean, currently, Greymane is sitting at 26,000 damage as top damage for his team. We have 22k for Imperius and 20,000 for Stukov. Stukov, with a heavy hand, is just ruling in those team fights on the melee front. Khaldor with 29,000, Tychus with 24. So he's gonna try and stack this up a bit more. But now Darkmook has moved with Leoric down to the bottom of the map. Not only does he get the channel there, but he can also... They get the bell tower. Yeah, they already got it. It's another 5 shots fired. I was actually thinking that he had to move in order to grab the bell tower, but it was the Winions that claimed it. And now it's single digits for the Raiders. They're down to 7 points. And Leoric can start up, but Uther gets fully CC'd and dies. Nice. That's a great move by the Raiders. Maybe now they have a bit of an opportunity here. They really need it. 16 talents to 16. Full carnage now in the fighters. They're trying to go for Sven. Zul is low. Ultralisk moving in, and Zul actually falls, but Ultralisk is also dead. Ultralisk is gone, and they get Darkmook too. Finally, a sign of life by the Raiders. Now we have the sizzling attacks. We get the channels, and it's only 6 shots fired in total, but it is them avoiding taking more hits themselves. That's the important part. 20 points against 7, and finally they gain a bit of ground here. I mean, it was about time, honestly. It's nearly too late. This is still something that you can salvage. Towers of Doom has always been an absolutely incredible comeback map, but you gotta do something here. I mean, nasty stuff. So, after this fight, Stukov is, by the way, ridiculous. He's at 25,000 damage. Stukov is at 25,000 damage right now. Leo has 8,000, so even with all the drains, I mean, he's obviously been playing the side lane a lot against 2 heroes and couldn't drain a ton, but Stukov is just... My man is slapping. Slapping a lot. Khaldor with 38k, top damage in the game. Yeah, sniffed out very quickly. Those Owls of Tyrande are absolutely priceless at this point. Really helping you. Yeah, and talking to Tyrande, now that she has also started or completed her part of her build, she went Starfall, so she actually got some nice damage in those team fights too. When you drop Starfall on a big battle over a shrine, you, of course, or an altar, you're obviously gonna get a lot of damage padded up into. I'm still wondering a bit on how far Tychus can go with this. If he is able to stack this up further, then with sizzling attacks now, he should be able to get a lot done here. But can they bring the game back? They're nearly on even experience, so this is the good news. So there's potential here. Varian gets attacked. Yep, there's the attack. They try to go for him. Masquerade is dead again. He gets the Divine Shield out, but I thought he wanted Divine himself. Apparently not. He still has a couple of heals. They're trying to save the front line, but Imperius is now also gone. That's a double kill against the red team. Guys, the Raiders are all of a sudden making big plays and are starting to gain momentum. They have a half-level lead over the opponent that they could extend now, and they are barreling through the bot lane like it is a nothing. So there it is. They're coming in super quickly and take down that bell tower. If they turn this game, can you imagine? The Akatsuki, they must be mad right now. 44,000 damage for Khaldor, 40,000 for Tychus. He's getting there. Bell Tower conversion has already happened. Pumpkins at least get claimed. And here's the level 20. Early for the Raiders. They get it super early. 1 level before the Akatsuki will claim it. And the shots are fired. That's 5 shots that they get. 7 points to 15. This is already looking a lot more manageable than they did previously. This is a lot better already, right there. So as is, we're seeing them trying to make a move for the top. Darkmog is gone. Now Leo is obviously going to be back a lot sooner. Well, if he connects the drain, which he didn't, so yeah. They're trying to retake down here. Good news for them, of course, is that they have Greymane in their team. That allows them to drop this very, very quickly. As long as they don't get flanked. But this was already important. Take it down nearly completely. You can start poking from afar a bit soon, but one of the big things that they have to accomplish is get level 20 for themselves. Once they have that, it's a different story. But now that the blue team is sieging up, they can really leverage Khaldor. He has Flamethrower, of course, now on level 20. And we got the Mortal Wound here too. So the heal reduction is pretty big against the double support team. This is massive, honestly. This is really massive. Against double supports, this is insane. Yeah. Then again, very nice to be careful too. Oh, good. Yeah, that's Divine Shield. Oh my god. That was a clutch one. Clutch Divine Shield to save the day. 20 is still not there yet. It's a double altar. They will take the bell tower back. At least I would assume so. But they have to get level 20. And that's exactly the reason why we see Leoric now in the middle trying to take this one. So off we go. Level 20 is in for both of the teams. Here's the opportunity. 7 points to 15. We get Redemption. We got Impervious. And here's the chance. Tychus with a big red button popped immediately. They're zoning them completely. Tyrande on their way down to the bottom of the map as they're trying to go for the double channel, but here in the middle, the interrupt has already happened. Tyrande is not with them right now, so they're getting zoned away. And it is still Nano with Khaldor that is the bane of their existence. He's poking with a Flame Strike over and over again, padding his numbers, but also threatening them further and further. Stuns are coming out. They're trying to make the play. Oh, they're nearly done. 1 in a tomb and a kill. Khaldor is dead. Khaldor is gone. Now they try for Tychus and they murder Gia. Gia is dead. Leo gets sacrificed in the process, but that means that both of the damage dealers are now gone. 3 shots can be fired and there's a boss up on the map. Here's your opportunity to end the game. They have a chance right now. They go down at the bottom of the map. They take this one back to 4 shots being... No, 3. Only 3 shots fired. They took it a second too early. But they can go for the boss now. And again, Leo will be back so much sooner. And he can also scout for the team. They already have a numbers advantage here. And all of a sudden, they go for Johan. He's in trouble too. Leo with another swing and slow as they move for Sven. And Greymane doesn't miss that opportunity. He rips him to shreds. And that is, of course, disaster striking for the Raiders. The Akatsuki, they are in the perfect spot to win the game now. And they will. The series, ladies and gentlemen, is tied as the Akatsuki channel and win game number 2. Tyrande falls, so does the core, and that is a victory for the red team as we are heading to game number 3. Game number 3! Guys, I'm happy. We're gonna get at least 4 maps out of this series. Game number 3 should already be fun because now we have 42 heroes that cannot be played anymore. And I can't wait for the 4th game. I mean, the 3rd one should already be a blast, but let's see how deep we can go with this. While this is all happening, there was actually a conversation that was sparked in Twitch chat that I really want to make a public statement. So there was apparently a rumor that there's Germans that drink warm beer. We call those people Austrians. Just so that the world knows about it. And also, the only case where I can see a German opt for a warm beer is when there's no cold beer left. So when they already went through the stash and there's nothing else left. I mean, in a pinch, you know. But yeah, there's some beers that you can't really drink. I mean, jeder hat's, keiner will's. Unser schönes Hansa-Pils. And the only beer that I actually ever like spit out was 4X Gold in Australia. The most disgusting thing that you have ever tasted in your entire life. and they apparently have a brewing history since 18 something something. I have no idea how that happened, because again, I have drank many a shitty beer in my life, particularly of course as when I was in school and university. But I mean, damn son, for me to spit a beer out, that is ridiculous. So yeah, 4x gold, you still, I will never forget you in my entire life. The only beer that I ever spit out because it was just so unbelievably disgusting. And I checked, it was not expired. I checked afterwards. It was insane. But yeah, I actually don't even know how the topic came up in the first place. Somehow we started with drinking. Either way, now that we're in the game here, Infernal Shrines, I already talked about it. 42 heroes are banned. Now they're targeting Nano again with the bans. The Akatsuki do, because they are getting rid of Sylvanas and rid of Mephisto. And you can tell that they are learning the lesson here, because they're just locking in Gul'dan immediately. They're just instantly saying, alright, they're targeting you again, we're gonna pick a hero for you. Stitches gets eliminated, Masquerade wants to play him, so they're gonna take it out. And we have Ana also removed. So no Ana with Banana, or Banana with Ana. They banned Ana. Yeah, and that means that the Akatsuki are starting with Thrall and with Malfurion. Alright. Also, another PSA here for the Germans that are listening here. It's pronounced Akatsuki. Go for the dubbed version, please. Sorry, stop with the dubbed version. Go for the subbed version, seriously. Read subs, do it in, like, I don't really care, but stop with this dub shit. I can't stand it anymore. The amount of people that are commenting on Akatsuki is ridiculous at this point. So yeah, if you're going already full Naruto here, then at least do it the right way. Whitemane and Arthas. I'm liking it. It's game number... Like... What really puts a smile on my face is that I'm looking at the draft and I'm already enjoying it. And then every single time that I see a hero being picked or banned, in my head, I'm thinking already about game number 4 or game number 5. And it's awesome. I enjoyed the games and the drafts that we had up to this point already. I love what we're getting here. But every single time I'm taking a look, I'm just like thinking, that hero is not going to be available for game 4 anymore. That hero is out as well. And I'm just like thinking a bit about, okay, what are they going to pick next? So, yeah, it's kind of fun. So, final ban for our third map. And who takes the lead here? I mean, the Akatsuki played a fantastic game on Towers of Doom. And there's the ETC ban. Alright, so. And by the way, first of all, it's Akatsuki, and second of all, it's Sasuke, okay? You learned something today. So take that notebook that I know you have next to your PC, you're German after all, and write it down. All the pencil pushers right now. It's like... Okay, Malthael and May. We're not the French that have to, you know, just like steal all the words and then go like, l'ordinateur. No, we have PCs, we have computers. It's Akatsuki and it's Sasuke. Learn the lesson. Malthael and May. I think I lost half the audience by now. Half the people are just like, what the fuck is he talking about? Malthael and May. Alright, so we still have a couple of frontliners that they can take. And Malthael, obviously, on Infernal Shrines is also going to be pretty awesome. With that, we have our final 2 picks. The blue team, Samuro and Lunara. Yes! Good stuff. I love Sven Samuro. I absolutely love it. So every series that they play, we at least get it once. Well, we get it one time. Then it's not available anymore, but I like that we do. So Tassadar is the final pick. Yep, we're heading into game number 3, everybody. Infernal Shrines is the map. The Akatsuki going up against the Raiders. Let's go! Prepare yourselves for battle. Game number 3 in the best of 5. Let's go, boys. The Raiders on the left side with Hunter Orc on Whitemane and Nano on Lunara. They actually put Gia on Gul'dan. Okay. On top of that, we have Johan playing Arthas and Sven, of course, with Samuro. Blue team wants to pull ahead again in the series. As on the right side of the map, we get the Akatsuki with Ultralisk on Thrall. Banana Age is playing Malfurion. We got Masquerade on May. Tassadar gets played by Skook. and Darkmog on Malthael. I mean, personally, I'm pretty happy that we're getting Tassadar too. It's actually a bit surprising to me that Tassadar hasn't really been played all that much. We've seen him towards the end, I want to say, of the qualifier. So qualifier number 3, for example. Sorry, qualifier number 5. But not much more outside of that. So, yeah, cool to have him back in the mix here. And, well, apparently we're back to business here. So, whatever the problem was, it seems to be resolved. And that kicks us off with a Fellflame build for Gul'dan. So, Gia with a Fellflame build. On top of that, we are still waiting for a couple of talents to come through here, but I have my eye on Samuro in particular. I like Samuro. He's fun to watch. I don't even know why. Maybe it's because we normally outside of Meta Madness don't see him a whole lot, but every time that the Raiders are playing, Sven wants him and eventually gets him, and I just think he is quite enjoyable to watch throughout the game. So Tassadar is coming in with a couple of walls once again. Yeah, he's gonna try and zone them out there as best he can. The fence is in the house. I always loved it when you have just Diablo playing together with Tassadar, because you can just stun everybody into the Tassadar wall. The same is true when you combo him off with Leoric. So you can just create some artificial obstacles in the game they can use. And Tassadar is already at it again, forcing them down to the bottom a little bit as they're trying to go for a kill here. But yeah. It's obviously, yeah, a bit of Protoss action here. The dirty A movers, A-click heroes, and, well, there's another wall.
We're gonna build a wall, and we're gonna make the Zerg pay for it. The Zerg, they will pay for it, they will play everything. We're gonna have the best people. The best people, Tassadar's on the case. He's gonna build the wall, and the Zerg will pay for it. It's gonna be fantastic.
So yeah, he's in the house. The Donald has already given him a call, trying to learn a bit about this. May, obviously. They have 2 heroes that can build walls. I mean, honestly, who drafted for them? Was it the Donald? It has to be the Donald. I mean, literally every single... No, they missed on Leo. So if they want to try and build a couple of walls, if you go for May, you go for Tassadar, and you go for Leo, then it's the triple. I mean, it's the holy trinity of wall building. But, well, they don't even have to build a wall to take Gul'dan down. So he got locked into the ground by Ultralisk, and that is a quick early kill. Nicely done. So, we get the throwing shade. Every single time I see throwing shade as a talent, I just think Malthael has to be German, right? The Germans, they excel at throwing shade. They are very good at it. Nicht gemeckert ist genug gelobt. So, we got 2 kills to 0, and obviously with level 4 talents kicking in, it also means that Thrall is not going to work on his quest. He went for the Frostwolf Pact, as pretty much every single Thrall player that we've seen in this tournament so far. We have stacks coming in also for Gul'dan, for Samuro, the Howling Blast quest on level 1 for Arthas is slowly getting completed here. But with 2 kills to 0, there is a bit of an advantage now for the Akatsuki. We have Darkmog up at the top lane, currently doing his thing. Down to the bottom of the map, Lulnara is just hopping around a little bit. I actually don't really know what she is like. She's like a goat, but sometimes she comes in and is like meh, meh, meh. So it sounds like... It's not really a deer, right? Like sometimes she sounds like a goat. Like I don't really know. But yeah, particularly when she goes for like leap. I don't know if that's laughter or whatever, but yeah, she's sometimes like... I think they got their sounds mixed up a little bit. But anyways, teams are trying to go for the first objective. We need a Punisher. Oh yeah, Yulnara is already up at the front. Come on, punish me, baby. Whitemane is already at it. Our little sexy hexy over here, as we have a lead in stacks, at least for the Akatsuki. A lot of AoE for our boys, particularly with now Tassadar just carpeting the entire floor with some of those Psy Storms, so he's getting the damage out. And yeah, the Howling Blast, damn son, hitting 3. Choke point control, and Darkmog gets saved. He actually gets saved by Malfurion. He had no right to survive this. Absolutely none, and he somehow made it. We have 29 stacks, 32. They're getting farther and farther ahead, and Ultralisk even completes his level 4 quest. Nicely done. And, well, looking fantastic now for the Akatsuki. Damn, they really stepped it up from game number 1, didn't they? Game number 2, they made the comeback happen. They tied the score, and now in game number 3, they're off to a good start. So, respect. Bit of a wake-up call maybe in game number 1. So now they're really trying to bring the pain here. The Raiders, they gotta shake this off though. They definitely are. They seem like they're a bit impacted by what happened on the second map still. That fight, they never really got full control here. I think it might have changed a bit if they got that kill against Malthael, but it didn't really happen. Now we have the Frozen Punisher, which is, of course, the strongest of them all. But all they got is that gate. So they couldn't get more done. The backup battery, you should always bring a backup battery, by the way. I mean, I have no sympathy for people that are going on a trip, on a plane, or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden, you know, their phone runs out of battery, or their laptop runs out of battery. That's just bad preparation. It's bad prep. You need a backup battery. You just need to bring at least one power bank, make sure that everything is charged properly. How is it that there's people really that leave their house and they run out of battery on their phone? How is that a thing? Like, it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane. As a proper German, you only leave the house when the battery is at 100%. Or you have a backup battery. One of the two. They tried to go for the kill on Mal'Ganis. Couldn't quite look it in, but they got close. No. They are pushing this hard, and they're driving wedges between the blue team time and time again. Look at Mei sliding in here. Masquerade just trying to go for some body blocking. Gia with a quick drain life, and they lose Thrall. I like the approach with the aggression, but they need some additional help. They could have gotten that kill. If everybody would have focused on it, they could have gotten it 100%. But ain't happening, so it's a kill on Thrall. The War Chief is down. Green Jesus is gone. At least he got his quest completed beforehand. And yeah, now we have half a level until we get level 10 for the Raiders. So they are starting to bring this back a bit. I just want to see what Johan does as his level 10 choice, because so far when he played Arthas, he pretty much exclusively went for Syndragosa. So yeah, trying to make Captain Hitsugaya proud with every single ult choice. And he does it again! Yep, it's not Hirmaru, but still... Captain Hitsugaya would be very proud of him right now. So again, we see Syndragosa. They can go for the big plays here. And we have Earthquake, Malthael also with the last rites, and Tacita with the Black Hole. And the Ice Wall, obviously, for Mei. She saw what Tacita was doing, and she's like, yeah, I'm better than this. I can build a bigger wall. Oh, yeah. So let's go. Down to the bottom of the map. Did I say Mal'Ganis picked the Ice Wall? Mei picked the Ice Wall. Something like that. I'm not getting any younger. It's early onset Alzheimer's or something, like whatever it is. Malthael, he picked Last Rites. I brought Mal'Ganis in there somewhere. I just like the hero so much. Oh, big ult, by the way, from Arthas. And also the Horrify and Thrall. Whew, kick that Ragdoll, baby. Oh yeah, that Ragdoll get kicked half across the map, and now Malfurion is dead too. The Raiders, baby! Me likey! The Raiders are actually doing some solid work now. At the beginning, I got a bit worried for them. I really thought that they would have some trouble here, but no, instead we are seeing them pushing, and they're starting to make the big plays and pull ahead in kills. Also in experience, they have a level lead over the opponent's team now. So, nicely done. Not giving up here. Wall is back out, and Skog gets all the AoE damage here. How much damage does he actually have? Tacita's at 17,000. Can't quite compete with Bambi. Lunara is sitting at 25k, but still, that's solid. Thrall on 15,000 himself, and they're starting to give up some of the ground here. Doesn't really seem like they're very interested in getting this objective. They already gave up 24 points to the opponent. So, yes, the blue team will walk away with it. Yeah, Mei survives. Masquerade got targeted there. But again, there's going to be a level 13 talent for the blue team, and in addition to that, they also will use an objective. That is undeniable. That is definitely going to happen. So, yeah. Bambi saying hello. Not like this, Nano. Just as they take the Punisher. No! Oh my god, nope. Bambi got caught and killed. Bambi is now as dead as his mother. That might have been a little bit too dark for you, but that's what you have to deal with today. Level 30 talents for both sides, and that means that that Punisher is not really going to do half as much as they could have. They would have been able to take a fort down, I think. But Bambi getting caught like this is definitely... yeah, okay, that we'll forget about that. That was definitely a low point. Taking that path did not help them at all. But yeah, anyways. For now, Ice Wall is out. They're trying to go for the white main kill. Hunter gets kind of caught, but Malthael is now dead first. Can they get at least the counter? Black Hole. And no, Hunter survives throughout all of this. So now Bambi is coming in again. There's Syndragosa. Nano. Yeah, they get Malfurion. Nano has to be a little bit careful here. Gets target. Oh dear. Yeah, and they go for another kill as they drop a Thrall. The Raiders they're all of a sudden in full control of this game. Well, there was a bit of a hiccup with Lunara dying, obviously, but now they're making up for it by taking the fort in the middle of the map and getting that triple kill. This establishes an even bigger lead in experience for the blue team. And they might even be able to go down for the bottom fort. Can they go that deep? Can they go that far with it? Don't think so. But they can poke it down a bit at least. Gia is already trying to do exactly that. 16 talents aren't available yet. We have 21,000 damage now. And actually they might get it after all. It's not that much damage that they're missing out on. Look at this. If they get Gul'dan close again, they can drop this. Thrall has died 3 times now. And up at the top, Sven is still annoying the hell out of them. Sven is, by the way, the top damage dealer for the red team. Samura is at 33,000 damage. Against Lunara, who's sitting at 32. So, yep, level 16 talents also kicking in soon. Respawn 42 down here. Actually, I'm lying. Hasn't been picked. My bad. So, yep. They are giving up too much. Leaving Samuro alone on the lane is not gonna go well for you as the game continues. Now we have Merciless Strikes in, and just look how quickly he chunks this down. I mean, Malthael is on his way, but that is a lot of damage done to the fort for absolutely free. That was like nothing that they had to sacrifice for it. Sven, Samuro, he obviously loves this, but the Akatsuki, they need to get their act together a bit if they want to bring this back. It's half a level, so it's not a total disaster or anything. You can, with a good team fight, still turn it around, particularly when we're talking about the next objective. It's going to be a shrine in the middle of the map that they have to play around. And since the red team is doing a good job soaking lanes, they will have their own level 16 talent. So it's going to be a 16 talent fight between the two of them. And yeah, we'll see how much they can do here. But the shrine is getting announced. Camps are about to be claimed. Once again, we got Gia together with Hundog doing his thing. And here come the 16s for the opponent. Executor's Will is in. And we get the synergy with Alpha Wolf. So the level 4 talent is now gonna get fully exploited with that synergy. Mortality for Malthael. And there's the moment. I mean, this is the play. This is really the opportunity that they have to come in, do a bit of work here, and try and draw even. Samuro at the bottom of the map is going to get a fort for them, but I would have expected him to move into the middle a little bit quicker. At the end of the day, you still want to fight for the Punisher here. This bad boy is going to hurt. So Samuro being able to push the bot lane out is kind of neat, but how far can he realistically go? It seems like they're thinking about pushing for the bot keep wall here. Yeah, Sven is actually going for it, so they're trying to delay them as best as they can in the middle. And Sven is getting value bot side. Malthael would be the one to retreat, but he has to deal with the top push first. That camp was insanely important, and they got it. Well, and Samuro is still doing some damage here, but in the meantime, the fight over the middle is still raging on. Syndra goes, and they get a kill. Nice little play. The Punisher is, of course, taken. They might even get a kill against Arthur's now. But Bambi hopping in, hopping out, and we have Malthael destroyed. Big push. Oh dear. Lunara nearly getting murdered, but Tassada actually died. Tassada actually died, and now Hunter Hawk is getting chased, but they can't even get the kill there. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Everybody's moving out of the fight with low HP, and the only 2 survivors for the red team are Thrall and Malfurion, and everybody else got crushed. So even with them winning the objective, it's not that big. It's still a bit of a weird one, because it's just like, nah, what are you going to do with 2 heroes? You can go for a bit of poke, but that's already all there is. So are they going to get even a fort with this? And the answer is just no. Not happening. Nope. Instead, they're getting pushed back again. They lost 2 forts, might lose another one at the top. And the experience lead that was established early on by the Raiders is now just getting extended. They are nearly on level 19. We have 42,000 damage for Gul'dan. Lunara and Samuro are still looking both very strong. And yeah, it's just tough. I mean, it's really tough. I mean, this is kind of crazy. So down at the bottom of the map, they're going for additional camps. I'm really worried for the Akatsuki now, because there's a level 20 for the Raiders soon. And then they will try and take a keep down. At least they should. I'm not even sure if they... Are you just going to wait for the next objective? I mean, it's the top side push. They could, with level 20, move in and take the top fort out so that there's no fountain on the lane any longer for the Akatsuki, so that would work as well. But, yeah. One single stack for Malthael. And here's what's going to give them level 20. So yeah, level 20 talents on the rise now for them. Here's the opportunity. Gia comes in, burns it down. There's the Storm Talons. And that gives us the 3-bladed style. 3-bladed styles here. Bambi likes jumping around, so she goes for the Boundless Stride. And we have absolute 0. Okay, so big slows, big roots that they have available. And at the top side, as expected with level 20, they make their move for the fort so that they have an easier time going for the Punisher and then for the keep. And all that the red team is now going to try and do is catch up in experience. Their sole goal for now will be to get the root, and they're saving the day. Yeah, he's actually getting saved here. That could have been a problem. Syndragos are getting used against Tassadar here. If that kill happens, then they might make a move for the keep immediately. But yeah, Samuro obviously still an absolute pain in the butt. As the game opens up, he has just so much wiggle room that he can use, and he's already doing it. He's participating in team fights. He's still top damage for the team and in the game. But his siege damage is also pretty respectable. I mean, he's sitting at 114,000. That's not quite on the same level as Gul'dan and Malthael, but it's very much up there. So, yeah. Either way, with that, we now get in total 10 kills against 4. And they're hoping to open the bot lane up. Howling Blast connects! And some extra damage from Gul'dan too. Can't do more than that. But the lanes are all pushing out against them now. Particularly, of course, with Samuro just moving from one lane to another. Sending the copies over, can easily swap in here and get another one destroyed. So, yeah, they're definitely doing their thing. And Sven is now at the bottom of the map, so the more heroes the red team sends over towards the top, the more pressure Samuro will establish down here and try and take that keep out. And this puts the Akatsuki in a real pickle, because what are you going to go for now? Are you going to go for the defense at the bot lane? Are you going to go for the shrine at the top? Earth and Shields is going to be an amazing upgrade for them. They got Shatter, they got the Force Barrier in, so they have a lot of big tools. But they apparently made the decision that they need to go for the objective to have a chance here. And this is going to result in them losing their bottom keep. The bottom keep is going to fall. If Samuro wants it, he is going to get it here. They might have to give up the Punisher, or they can't lose heroes. That's the caveat. The keep getting destroyed is totally fine, and this is essentially what's happening, but you gotta make sure that you at least have your 5-man. So they're giving up the Punisher, and they trade it for a keep, which is an absolutely reasonable choice, because there's no keep that's gonna get destroyed in this push by the Akatsuki. At least I don't see it. If they get kills, yes, different story. But Samuro, are they actually going to make a play for... He's actually going to go for the core here. But at least he's threatening it a little bit. Okay, now the catapults are coming in. Nobody has to retreat for now. They take the Punisher up at the top. And there's still a catapult on the core. So the core might take a bit of damage. They're already interrupting over here. Yeah, everybody was worried that there would be a backdoor approach. And that didn't quite happen. But it got close for a moment. Winions are still not there, and the fort is of course going to be lost. The question is what's happening around the keep. A lot of good poke is already ongoing, but yes, I expected Samuro to make a bit more of a pressure play and for somebody to hearth back. That didn't happen. So, yeah. But then again, either way, in this case now, we have the bait over the wall, as you should, and they're going to take this one out quickly, so I do not think that they can get the keep even. They're going to try, but Samuro comes in the back, trying to put pressure onto Malfuri in particular. Earth and Shields already being used, so they're hoping to go for a bit more here. And if they can get kills, that would help. Shatter being used. Gia's a bit low. Punisher still baited back out. And the Black Hole not connecting. Last right kill against Lunara. Hoppity hop, a little deer, and they might go for a game here. Are they going to try to go the distance? They could get the keep for sure, but I'm not sure if they can go for the game as well. They kill 2 heroes on the other hand, and that's a big deal. Catapults at the bottom of the map are, by the way, massing up to push the core of the Akatsuki. Absolute zero, did absolute nothing. And now the keep will fall, but I don't think they can get more than that. They have to send somebody back to deal with the minions. They're trying though. They think this is their best chance to end it. Double catapult on the core already. Third one is coming in. Arthur's dead, and that's huge. Arthur's dying is big. Thrall at least gets killed, and Samuro is able to make his way out, but the core on the red team side is going to slowly fall. Gul'dan, it's the full smoke defense. Gul'dan and Samuro are still alive. And over here, catapults are doing damage. They're gonna be defeated, but the core is taking damage. It's down to 65% as is. And they defend. Alright, yep. Really nice comeback attempt by the Akatsuki. I absolutely love it. They got close. Them getting kills at that top lane push was big for them. Very big. But they just couldn't deal with Gul'dan and with Samuro there. Too much time was bought, and now their core is at 65%, which of course makes a backdoor approach of the Raiders even more likely. And Samuro is still at the top. Defeating him in and of itself is going to be incredibly difficult. So the Orcs, they were able to pull it off. They defended. And the MVP still Sven, clearly. Samuro has been doing so much lane pressure, damage in team fights, and he hasn't died yet. He's the only one in this entire game that hasn't died yet. 60,000 damage for Gul'dan, by the way. Yep, Samuro is back up to the top lane. This is the lane that is a bit tricky for them now because there is catapult pressure from the Akatsuki. And there's a little that can be used in response. But the strategy for the Akatsuki is to essentially ignore Samuro. I'm not quite sure how long they can do that. Malta is at least reacting to the push at the top and has now moved towards the top side. But for the longest time, they are ignoring him. Now the next shrine is active, and Samuro is likely going to do the exact same thing. He's going to send someone up to the top. Maybe try for a push execution at the bottom of the map too. Both teams are going for camps, and it's the bot lane where we see that shrine. And this is going to get insanely interesting now, because you have different ways how you can play this at this point. Samuro is already going towards the top because his idea is, hey, take this one out and then just try and push for another keep. If you can do that, then it's golden. But if they're losing the objective, yes, the red team will still have to go through that fort at the bottom of the map, but I gotta admit, after the fight that they showcased in the last battle, they have what it takes to win big team fights. With Earth and Shields in particular, they have a huge asset here. And they're already pulling ahead massively on the objective. I mean, damn, they're fast here. And Samuro, yes, he's pushing the top lane, but he might not be able to do significant damage here in time to be properly useful and force the opponent back. Getting the wall is just simply not going to be enough. So, yes, down at the bottom of the map, Punisher is in. Malthael is hearthing back early, though, and Samuro is already sending copies away. So he gets the wall, but Malthael says hello. And Sven will swap out. And has not done so yet, but will eventually do exactly that. Before last rites can become a threat, he's already retreating. They can't catch him, they were hoping to grab him. The fort has been destroyed, but as you can already tell, they're not going for the keep. Instead, the red team rotated into the middle and took down another fountain there, another fort there, and fountain obviously in the process. So, we are even. We're even in structures all of a sudden, guys. The difference is the hit points on the core. That's the big difference. I mean, right now, this core is down to 65% still, but outside of it, we are fairly even when we're talking about the position on the map itself. Each team is relying on 2 keeps. Samuro is sitting at 220,000 siege damage. And we got 190,000 for Malthael. But both teams are kind of dodging team fights a little bit. Not completely, but they know that the next team fight will likely be the last. Always assuming that kills actually happen. So everybody is trying to make sure that they have the best possible situation going on for themselves. And Samuro is still pushing. The top lane needs to be defended. This is where they're going for the catapults. Down at the bottom of the map, though. Oh, the Horrify against Thrall. Ultralisk, is he gonna die? Absolute zero, and he is absolutely dead. But the wall is awesome. Arthur's down, Gul'dan down. Now they go for Hunter Hawk, and the Akatsuki might just have it. The Akatsuki might have the game now. They killed 3. Can they go for core here? Same time, what is Samuro going to do? Swaps in, swaps out, baits a few more ability, and buys himself a little bit more time. They're buying time. Buying time is all that they do right now. The red team, what are they going to do? It seems like they're going to try for the bottom keep here. But Lunara is alive, and so is, of course, Samuro. He takes the catapult out. That's a huge amount of damage now, 25 minutes into the game. So taking a few of the minions apart is a decent move. And they can't even take the keep. They killed 3 heroes, and they cannot take the keep. They only opened the wall up a little bit. The Akatsuki are in such a weird spot now. It's so difficult for them to make any proper move here. So even with 3 kills, they aren't able to go for keep or core. They lost Thrall, obviously, so it was not a 5 versus 2, but still, this must hurt. Camps are still getting claimed, but everybody is back up for the Raiders. The Raiders are back to business. Top side, we're gonna get an Arcane Punisher. Yeah, and Darkmog, he's still defending. Samuro is by now pushing the bot lane again. And this is... I mean, for the Akatsuki, this is annoying, because the top lane is the one where you are pushing the most with catapults. But now the Shrine is at the top lane. So it's an easy defense for the Raiders against the pushing lane. And in the meantime, down at the bottom of the map, this has to be reacted to. There is no chance for the Akatsuki to leave this alone. We are 26 minutes into this game. If you get catapults on your core, you're going to lose the game. Especially if you're down to 65%. Malthel will have to go back. I'm flabbergasted that the blue team is not even threatening this. Yeah, there's already the first wall out. Thrall is coming back. Samuro can still push this a little bit. They're trying to backdoor. They're trying to backdoor. They're coming in right now. Arthas is going to interrupt Hearths. Arthas is being sent in to interrupt the Hearths, and he didn't interrupt enough. So now they have to just change the strategy. They already moved back. They're trying to go for the top. But vision in the middle has been granted by the minion wave. God, they are hesitating. They're really questioning their choices here. They want a backdoor. They don't want to go for the team fight. The last few team fights haven't gone well for them. So they are afraid that the Akatsuki are just crushing them in the actual battle. Arthas is coming in. Has to be careful as well. Koi is getting attacked as Samuro is back on it. He's going up against Thrall. Oh no! There's the kill and the 3rd stack for Malthael. And now Samuro is dead. Ultralisk made the kill happen. This has to be game. And just look at it. Catapults on the core as they are forced into a team fight. The Akatsuki, they're taking it. The Akatsuki are bringing this game back. It's insane. They're winning it. Look at the core falling. The catapults are too strong. Now Gul'dan is down. They're walking Hunter Orc also to his grave. And the catapults are still chilling away here. Game over. They made it. The Winions claim victory. And the Akatsuki take the lead in the best of 5 series with a W on Infernal Shrines. GG, well played. Alright, the Akatsuki pulled it off. 2-1. They took the lead, they made the comeback happen in game number 3, and now we're on the 4th map, and you all know what that means. At this point, we have 52 heroes that are banned. 52. 30 that were played already and cannot be played again. And the 22 that you see down here that are played for the entirety of the playoffs. So, yes, it is gonna be a good game. It's gonna be wild. So, Tomb of Spider Queen is our map. Akatsuki have a match point right now, so they got a chance to lock in the W and move on to the winner bracket final. But, well, what are we going to see? Will Nazeebo be played, for example? Nazeebo could be a good choice here. You could go for Ragnaros. What's still available in Mages? I suppose Sylvanas is going to get banned. Mephisto most likely going to get banned. So, yeah. Stitches gets also the ban hammer since, as I explained previously, Masquerade really wants to play him. He played him a lot on Towers of Doom, he played him a lot on Tomb of Spider Queen in the qualifiers, so teams are just getting rid of Stitches whenever those maps are being played. And there are not really that many big tanks there anymore, so you want to get rid of it quickly. Another chance that they had is they could have gone and simply picked him for themselves. That's a chance. But yeah, Sylvanas gets banned. I'm actually interested to see what they are aiming for. What do they want? What is the first pick for the blue team? Ana gets banned, as previously, against Banana. And I guess we're gonna see Mephisto banned again? Targeting Nano seems to make sense. And this is a good map for him too, so you could oh wow, they're hesitating already. What else are you gonna ban out? I love this. Game 4 is already awesome. 52 heroes are gone. Yes, they ban Mephisto. Okay, so they go for Mephisto, they drop him, and here comes the first pick. I love that every single Meta Madness draft, everybody towards the end is like, so what's available if you play this and they pick that? It's like, you really have to go deep into your strategy book there. Most of the teams have by now their own little books where they note everything down and have some heroes that they want to play, some strategies that they developed in scrims. And we get Rexa as the first pick. Misha main tank. What else could it be? Misha main tank in the house. And Cho'Gall! Yes! There we go! Okay, guys. It's party time. We're getting a Cho'Gall first pick for the Akatsuki. Double trouble. Oh my god. This is gonna get so good. I don't even know what's still available that they could play against Cho'Gall. Well, they go for Oriel and they go for Zagara. Oh, the beauty. The bans are coming in. And those are the final 2 bans for the 4th map. They believe in the Cho'Gall setup. And they want to make sure that they are locking in a 3-1 victory in this series so that they can go straight to the winner bracket final. The Raiders are going to throw everything against them that they have. But, yeah, what do you do here? Malthel is already out. They ban Suljin. That's a good choice, too. Zagara has already been picked, so yes, they have to be a bit careful there, but she's also insanely squishy and can be taken out quickly if they target her properly. Taking Suljin away makes sense as well. Now Illidan gets banned. Darkmok might still pick him. And this is just too damn good. Leoric is not available anymore. You can't go for Tychus any longer. There's nothing really. Malthel is also not available for picking. Even Karazim got played earlier. So you don't really have a whole lot that you can use. What you normally... Like, none of the heroes that you normally play against Cho'Gall is currently available. So that's a really nice start into the draft now. And Alexstrasza plus Artanis. Alexstrasza for heals, and we get Artanis for Darkmok. Only Ultralisk is still remaining as the final pick. They don't have actual range. Well, they got Sho, yes. They got, sorry, Gal for range damage, I guess. But let's see if they add a little bit more to this. We still have 2 heroes that can be picked for the Raiders. What's the goal? What are they trying to do? What's the solution? How are they trying to counter this now? Do they just go for some extra wave clear, try to push? Meat! Butcher and Kira! I did not see that coming. The second Butcher game that we're getting. We have Butcher and Kira. And the final pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Our 4th map in this series. In the winner bracket semi-final. For Ultralisk. It is Lily. Double support, blinds from Artanis and Lily against the Butcher. The stage is set, everybody. It doesn't get more epic than that. It's getting mad here. Do we go to game number 5 or are the Akatsuki locking in a 3-1 victory against the Raiders? We're gonna find out right now on the 4th map of the series. Let's go. We're finally here. Main tank Butcher, everybody, played by Johan on map number 4 of this best of 5. We get Nana on Zagara, Hunter Orc on Oriel, Sven is playing Rexa, and Gia is playing Kira. And on the right side, it is Cho'Gall. Ultralisk himself, he's playing Gal. We have Darkmok on Artanis, Skok with Lily, so they switched some of the heroes around. Banana H is playing Alexstrasza, and we have a Masquerade on Cho with a Calloused Hide as his level 1 choice. In all his glory, the big fat ogre is right here and ready for trouble. Make it double, baby, because we are going hard on this one. Butcher's coming in. Is he gonna stack? Is he gonna be there? Or is he gonna go full vegan on us? He can stack 2 waves, obviously. Couple of swap attempts already happening over here. Lily coming in with a Serpent sidekick. And the Butcher starting things with chop meat, and he will have to chop a lot of meat if they want to have a chance here. A double support, lots of... I mean, again, double support for heals, and to make it worse, there's now 2 heroes that can also blind the Butcher. Now, the one misconception that exists in Heroes of the Storm for a long time is that there's, like, you know, super hard counters everywhere, and people are oftentimes freaking out when they're seeing an auto attack, and they're like, oh my god, we gotta get blinds, we gotta get blinds. In any normal scenario, that's obviously crap, and you are much better off if you're just simply going for stuns, but I would lie that in this context, with 52 heroes not available for the draft, blinds wouldn't make a difference when we're talking about the Butcher being their main hero at this point with damage. It's maybe not quite fair to say that single target damage of the Butcher is obviously going to be pretty big, but we'll see what they can do. They get kills. I mean, this is already double kill for the Raiders, and that's some extra meat for the Butcher that he can now play around with. But Xumilisk is going to try and bring this one back, particularly in the mid and late game. So yes, they got a lot of tools that they can use, and they will try their best. If this goes to game number 5, that would ban all the heroes that you can see here from the next draft, so 62 would be unavailable. I guess 61 if you use Cho'Gall as an isolated single hero. But this is just an insane game right from the get-go. Lily is looking for adventure. Alexstrasza together with her. They're taking super safe paths now. But Cho'Gall! Oh, he gets saved! They nearly got him. They nearly were able to kill him. And guys, I have a question that I don't have an answer for. I honestly don't know. I don't think I've ever found myself in a situation where I had to really think this through. Does Cho'Gall give 40 meat? I have no idea. I think he just gives 20, right? He should give 40, but I honestly don't know. If they kill Cho'Gall, does the Butcher get 40 meat? This is not a question that you have to answer normally as a commentator in Heroes of the Storm. I mean, first of all, you pretty much never see a Cho'Gall game to begin with. You never see a Butcher game, but both of them in the same one is kind of ridiculous. So I think it's probably 20. Maybe we're finding out as the game continues. But yeah, maybe some of the quick match bros out there can answer that question. I certainly have no idea. So yeah, in this case we have the cheap shot coming in. We also now get the envenomed spines. The whip is being used by Hunter Orc whenever he has an opportunity, and down at the bottom of the map the blue team is now just going for a big bad push. Butcher is sitting at 60. So Butcher is sitting at 60 stacks right now. Yeah, and talking about the Butcher, they kind of have to save him here. Cho'Gall! Oh, can they kill him? The heals are too strong. The heals are simply too strong, and the Butcher gets... Oh, nearly swamped. Atanis just missed it. He just missed the swamp. Alexstrasza had to pop the Dragon Queen here too, but yeah, they're going all out on this. Both teams level 6. We have already a few gems turned in. Yes, there is an objective on this map too. It's not only ridiculous fights, but they're also playing for the objective. 3 hits already landed by Oriel and her whip. We're now looking at Shield Battery as the level 4 talent. We got the Rising Dread, and we get the Seared Flash for Cho'Gall. He's already on his way back to the top. Nano, of course, is going to be a prime target as the game continues, considering that he is one of the squishies here. With level 7, we get the Energized Cord, and they're back towards the middle, where the Butcher is also just rotating over. It's all about the meat stacks for him. So much meat. Meat. We get the Victuals in as the level 7 choice, and... yeah, Butcher's getting attacked again and pushed back. Is obviously the big frontliner for them, but look at the blue team. They're getting their first Web Weaver wave. Guys, the Raiders, they're pushing nicely. They're pushing well. Yeah, Darkmook dodges everything down here. That was kind of important. In the middle of the map, they were aiming for a kill that they couldn't get. And the Butcher has to scale. So does Cho'Gall. They're already trying to go for another kill here, and they can't quite lock it in. Butcher, on the other hand, with just an insane amount of poking and prodding now that he gets out. Once that we have level 10, the combo kills could get nasty. And also, as the game continues, his survivability. I mean, again, this bad guy is just scaling like a maniac into the late game. The same is essentially true for the Butcher, but there's always the caveat that it only happens when he is able to get himself his stacks together. And currently, that's not the case. But they have the push power. They can push, and that's exactly what they're doing. And they're doing it exceptionally well. This is the first objective, and they're going to take at least a fort. Butcher is charging in. Won't be able to do too much here just yet. Level 10 is still far away, but they get Lily. Yes, they get her. They grab Lily, but they don't get the meat. The meat was behind the gate. So they didn't kill her quickly enough. So yes, Lily died. They still got the gems that she lost. And, well, they also were able to get the meat. This, on the other hand, is a problem. This is a real problem. Yeah, 32 gems are gone, and the Butcher got 40 meat stacks. 40 meat stacks! We could see a Butcher win. They have level 10 now. The Butcher just got 40 stacks for the Cho'Gall kill, and 32 gems are lost. Masquerade is inting. Masquerade is inting. Not a good position for him. So that is brutal. Not only did the Butcher get an insane amount of meat, but at the same time you also had them lost way too many gems, and there's level 10. Butcher is going in for the big plays right now. Damage output, just to give you a bit of an idea, he's not going to be at the top. 12,000. He is currently second lowest damage, but it's always about the single target damage that he gets out, and that's where he excels later. He's going to chunk everybody that he charges onto into the ground within seconds. So he doesn't need to be top damage in the game, he just needs to be able to get some kills and prep them up. Once again, another charge, and here come the level 10 abilities finally also for the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki right now with opportunity. They try to take the Butcher out. Can they? And the answer is no. He still keeps his stacks. We have them with a Twisting Nether, and the Butcher and has to cancel. Alright. Hammer of Twilight, Lily with some heals, blinds are in, and of course there's the second Web Weaver wave now also for the Raiders. Yeah, 2 Web Weaver waves in a row. That's the big chance that they have now to just simply run over the opponent with a lot of momentum that they're trying to get. Darkmog in particular, 34 stacks, gets the blind out, and he still is gonna die. Darkmog is gone, that's 20 additional meat for the Butcher, and guys, they are currently losing all their gems. They lost another 30 gems, that's 60 gems in total, 65 that they lost. And the Butcher is crushing it. Chomping away, one hit after another. They're going for a keep. Guys, we're 8 minutes into the game. They have destroyed 2 of the forts already, and the keep is at 50% HP. Zagara at the top is going to try and get out, I guess. Are they double checking? No, they're not. Yeah, they see her. This is a chance to get a kill. And the Butcher is again moving in. Chomp, 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 chomp. They go for Cho'Gall, and Cho'Gall gets dusted. Does he? He gets saved! What? They're going for Tannis? Yes, he's alive! Tannis is alive! Like, how is this happening? The keep is gone, though. The keep is gone, but the fight isn't over. They're trying to get the swap, and they get it on the Butcher, but they still can't get that kill, can they? They're trying to chase him down, but it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Keep is gone. Second keep is low. 6 kills to 1. And they have level 13. I mean, damn. This is also big. Savage Charge is huge for them right now. Butcher is now at 18,000 damage. So yes, he is actually getting numbers in very quickly. And he's not even fully stacked yet. The red team is in real trouble. The Cho'Gall draft looked so good with the double support here. But who knew? Cho'Gall countered by the Butcher easily. They're getting chased again. Kira comes in. Whee! Swing to win, baby! Here comes the heals! The Butcher is alive! He's alive, and so is Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall with all the heals. They unleashed everything, and he's still in play. Insane! The double support combo here is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They just can't kill him right now. It's nasty. Another swap is happening, and we have 171 stacks now for the Butcher. Given how the game has played out so far, I can't believe that Johan has not lost his meat stacks yet. But now they go again for Zagara, and they still can't get a kill. They just cannot get these kills. It's ridiculous. Time and time again, the targets keep escaping. 7 kills only, and it felt like the entire game was an endless brawl. So right now, the interrupts are happening. Red team has finally enough gems again for a turn-in, but they also need level 13 talents first, maybe even the camp here, before they can do anything about it. And the blue team is getting close to a third turn-in. They had 2 in a row already, and they could get the third now. Dragon Scales are in, we get the Twilight Nova. Butcher is again going for the next wave, always hoping to get to 200, and we now get the Molten Block. Molten Block can be big, and they have to fight for it now. This is the one moment for the Akatsuki where they can try and make a play. Butcher again, 26 stacks. Misha is gone. Ults are getting popped all over the place. Lily's trying to keep them all alive, and they just can't get kills. Only one team has fountains in the middle, and it is the Raiders. The Raiders have 29,000 damage on Zagara now. We have Gal with 45,000 damage. He is easily top damage in the game. But it doesn't matter. If he's not able to get kills, then it just doesn't matter. Now Zagara is just crushing with a Hydralisk. Butcher is there every single time. Turn-in is about to happen, but they don't have enough gems yet. They need to turn in a little bit more. There's the swap against Oriel. Can they get a kill? Not yet. They go for Kira. They go for Kira, the Aegis, and the Maw. Aegis and Maw both get used here as they're trying to negate some of the ults that are being played by the opponent. Butcher is low, and Molten Block and gets healed again. Nobody is dying here. These fights are insane, and nobody is falling. Nobody is dying. They are endless, and everybody is still alive. Lily's ult is ready in another 3 seconds, then she can go for 1-2. Butcher is once more attacking. Catapults are up at the top lane now. They still haven't completed the turn-in. They're still trying for it, and now level 16 is available for the Raiders. By now, Zagara has a corrosive saliva over here. He's trying to turn in, and it's just not a thing. And we have now catapults on the core. So Atanis had to go back and deal with it, which just enforces the fight even further. Alexstrasza also will have her ult back up in a couple of seconds here. One fountain is left that they can try and pop. The blue team could also turn in, and they're trying to do exactly that. This fight is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. Guys, it hasn't stopped. They've been fighting for minutes now at this point. Misha is killed again. Lily already with her ult. Atanis has defended and is now saying hello again to help out in the fight. There's the interrupt against the Butcher, and Cho'Gall is moving in. Gets whipped into a corner. They try to go for Johan. Can they get a kill? Johan is low. Can they take it down? Aegis saves the day. Triple more. Quadruple more. And the Butcher makes it out. Of course he makes it out. Nobody's gonna die here. No, maybe no. They get the kill. Butcher loses some of his meat. Cho'Gall is alive. He's alive. Finally, some momentum for the Cho'Gall team. It's crazy. Misha again on the run and killed again. An unbearable situation for Misha. Misha went in. She was trying to make it happen. She barely was able to get damage through, but as she retreated, she was taken down. It was an impossible situation. They had to send somebody in. I mean, bear with me here. If they don't use her, then it would have been an early turn-in. But as is, Misha is gone. Atanis is defending again. The bottom keep is about to fall. And the fight is still not over. The Butcher is back, and now they're going for the battle. And they're trying to get the kill against Alexstrasza, and she falls. Alexstrasza is down. The Butcher is isolated. Sorry, Cho'Gall is isolated. The Butcher is coming. The Butcher is coming. And he is going for it. The keep at the bottom of the map nearly destroyed. They never got their turn-in. And now they can move over to the boss and take this bad boy on. What an insane game. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 2-level lead right now. The Butcher has never completed, well, at least up to now, he hasn't completed his stacking, but they are about to get not only a turn-in, but also a boss. Unless Darkmok turns in first and Gia is there to interrupt him. Didn't even have to. Blue team is going to get Web Weavers. This is going to be a death blow. Guys, we're going to go to game number 5. This has to be game number 5. How do you defend here? The answer is you don't. 67,000 damage for Zagara. The 16 talent was so crucial against Cho'Gall. And now the Butcher still hoping for his completion on the baseline. They're coming in again for this fight, but I just don't see it happening. Kira moves in, swing to win, baby. Whee! And the Butcher is low, but he survives and is able to charge back in a second later, I guess. Here comes the Maw. Zagara is... Nano is crushing this game. Nano is absolutely crushing this game. It is crazy. his damage output, the plays that he makes. Cho'Gall is dead, and this is a 5-mapper. We're going the distance on this one. Everybody dead or dying. Lily the last one. She's looking for adventure again, and the only thing that she's finding is death and despair. 13 kills to 3, and this is victory as the Raiders force their final map in the best of 3 series in this match. GG. Butcher against Cho'Gall, and the game ended. Now we're going the distance in our winner bracket semifinal, and we have Dragonshire as the next map. And now, of course, it gets really wild. The Vikings are banned out. Now, keep in mind, every single hero that has been played cannot be played again. We have seen 39 heroes played. Cho'Gall, obviously, a little bit special here. And we have 22 heroes pre-banned, which means that now 61 heroes are out of the pool. We have 2 supports left, if I'm not mistaken. And that should be Ana, and it should be Morales. So they can either go for a gentleman's agreement and say, hey, each team gets 1, or we're going to see both of them banned out, and then we're going to see no support whatsoever. And since they just banned Abathur, it means there would also not be an Abathur support. I guess you could still go for Zarya, but that's where it ends. So this is likely going to be a no support game. Or at least there's a chance that it's going to be. They ban Mephisto. At least one support is going to make it into the game now. Mephisto gets banned, they're getting rid of it so that Nano can't play it. Then now the Raider. If the Raiders don't ban a support, they get one. If they ban a support here, they would just shoot themselves in the foot. You gotta ban something else. So the way this is going right now, we should have a support on each side. Okay, they banned Illidan. That's a really good choice. So I guess Ana gets locked in as the first pick. Anything else would shock me. You have to pick your support right now. If you don't pick your support right now, your opponent takes a double support and you don't have any. I have no idea why they're hesitating here. I really don't know. Unless I'm wrong here and there's more supports up, you have to pick your support now or you're gonna get screwed. They pick Sylvanas. I mean, she's insane, but now we should see a double support pick. If Morales and Ana. They prioritize Sylvanas over having a support. And now we have Morales and Ana being played. Oh god. So what do they do? Zarya? I mean, Zarya gives you a shield. They have to pick Zarya, right? Stitches and Chen. Yeah, I mean, Chen survives a lot. Stitches is also quite strong. These are pretty much the only frontliners that are still left. So we still have a few melees that can be played here. But Stitches at least has Devour, so he has self-sustain. We have Chen, who can drink all day, so... Oh god, this is gonna get so good. Yeah, and Dragonshire has the map, obviously. I mean, not that the map matters that much anymore. Deathwing gets banned. That's a really good choice. Banning out Deathwing here, yes, that definitely makes sense. But what is the ban for the Akatsuki? What are they getting rid of? This is the final map, guys. Again, the winner moves on to the winner bracket final and faces off against the Saboteurs. And ETC gets banned. They're banning the frontliners out as much as they can. I can't believe that we're here. We had a Butcher win against Cho'Gall. This is insane. Butcher and Kira, by the way. There's Zarya and here's Zeratul. Double support, Zarya, Zeratul. I want Murky at this point. Like, I mean, honestly, what is Gia gonna play? Somebody drop Murky on us. It's incredible. I mean, what are you picking now if you're the Akatsuki? The Ragnaros and Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix has a shield mechanic that he can play around, so you gotta do something, right? They need more damage. Zarya is nice, don't get me wrong, especially if she goes into a bit more damage here, but who did they pick for Gia? Too much heal. Nano boost as well. Suljin. Oh my god, I forgot about him. Holy shit. Suljin. This is gonna get so brutal. Guys, let's go. Game number 5. We're going to Dragonshire. Game number 5. We're going the distance, and it is insane. Apparently, the Akatsuki want Axe, because they're getting Axe. The Raiders are starting with Sven on Zeratul, Johan on Zarya, the main tank Zarya, Hunter Okonana, Gia on Suljin, and we have Nano on Morales. The Akatsuki decided to not pick a healer. They had a chance to pick a healer, they didn't do it, so now they go up against the double support Suljin with Zarya shields. They themselves, they don't even have a lot of stuns available here. We have Banana H on Chen, Darkmok on Ragnaros, Ultralisk on Sylvanas, Masquerade on Stitches, and Skok is playing Phoenix. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. As the game continues, Suljin should be able to stack like an absolute madman against this lineup, and he has so many pocket healers. Yes, Zarya and some others might die, but as long as Suljin is able to stack, it's going to be incredible. And I expect him also to go for Arcanite Axis on level 7. If you're going up against this many melees, obviously this would be a big play for them. Good first kill though for the Akatsuki. So they're coming in and they're starting things off with kill number 1. Chen jumping in again. There's 2 supports there and the hits, they keep coming. So Banana H is already starting to drop a little bit low. The entire team is now coming up. And they all go for Suljin. I mean, this is literally, does Suljin die or does he live? This is the only question here. If the game continues and Suljin is just able to stack up quickly, then the late game is going to be a nightmare for the Akatsuki. Suljin is going to one-shot them at some point. I expect to see the most stacks on Suljin that we've ever seen on a Suljin player in a game on this level. I mean, honestly, what else is going to happen here? He's at 8 already and they're burning through that top lane. But this is just nuts. I mean, absolutely nuts. The hits, they keep coming. Obviously, they got to dodge the hooks. But how is the red team going to run this? They have Sylvanas. That's huge. Having Sylvanas, I mean, again, they picked Sylvanas over a support. They must have known that there would be an immediate reaction with a double support pick. They must have known that. What else are you going to do? So what we're getting right now is just them saying Sylvanas is going to help us to push. We're going to be in a position where we can push this out easily. Banana H is jumping. Suljin, they get a kill. Chen is gone. And that is 10 stacks already for Suljin. And we are only 2 minutes into the game. At 15, he's going to get his range increase. And they're already taking down some of the structures. Sylvanas, of course, is doing the same thing. She's at the top together with Phoenix. And they are breaking through the wall here. But down at the bottom of the map, we are seeing a very similar situation unfold in front of us in favor of the Raiders. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, right now we got the Blast Wave build with a slow burn and the Engulfing Flame for Ragnaros at the top. They're pushing 4-4. They're doing the same thing at the bottom. And we already have them going straight for the trade. So they're actually saving their fort. Topside is going to be lost. So when it comes to lane pressure, the Akatsuki have the upper hand. They can slow the opponent down simply by using Ragnaros. And at the same time, they have a lot of pressure going that they're going to be willing to use whenever there's a chance. Suljin still stacking, 13 stacks already for him. And Phoenix is now moving in too. 14 stacks, range increase has just been unlocked. Zarya's dead, Suljin's still alive. Question is for how long, but yes, he gets his range increase. Zeratul is still roaming the lanes, but Suljin is now sitting at 16, and he is, well, he is getting to level 7. I really want to see if they're going full auto attack on this one. And there's a Dragonite too. Damn, the Akatsuki taking the first fort out and now getting the Dragonite. Alright, maybe they got a chance here after all. If they are able to take the structures down and kill the forts, then it doesn't really matter how quickly Suljin stacks. If they end the game beforehand, or are able to get a lot done here, then it's going to be a totally different beast. So now with an early level 7 and 2 kills to 1, the Akatsuki are breaking through the mid lane and are working on the bottom as well. They already destroyed one fort and they are heavily interested in taking control of this map as quickly as they can. Game number 5, you don't want to drop into the losers bracket here. You do not want to drop there. Yes, here we go. We get the Arcanite access, so even more stacking for Suljin. Gia, he has 2 supports and nobody's here. Not a single support is here. And Johan gets a shield for himself. Finally, a little bit of pew-pew happening from Hunter Orc as he gets Suljin some stacks back up. Once that the 30 hits are being accomplished for Suljin, the 30 stacks, then we're going to see him with the double swing, and he can stack his level 7 even more quickly. What a series. I was happy. I was really happy with game 4. If we would have ended there, I would have been a happy panda. But nope, we went the distance. We went the distance, and it just got better and better and better. The hooks, they keep coming. 13 stacks also for Stitches. Self-sustain is obviously something that they're in desperate need of. You have the shield mechanic for Phoenix, so that's already solid. He can work around that. It gives him some survivability. And it's all about sustainability on the side of the Akatsuki, because they do not have a support. Which means in teamfights they have more damage. That's the good news. They have more damage. Oh, the steal attempt! They're going for it! Suljin! Yeah, you want axe? You're getting axe if you want it or not. Axe everywhere. Darkmook is barely getting away from this. They're still trying to axe it up a little bit against Skog, and Stitches is getting hit hard too. 28 stacks now for Suljin, but holy hell. I thought they would lose the camp. It really looked like they would. Sven is getting healed, jumps in, jumps out, but they have level 10 against them. Why are they still fighting? Yeah, Sven low, and he gets healed, and they're able to move away from this. One camp taken, level 10 abilities that gives us the Sulfura Smash, Ragnaros Smash. And we also have, in addition to that, the Purification Salvo, and of course the Keg plays for Chen. You wanna isolate Suljin and kill him. The best way to keep Suljin from stacking, kill the fucker. Now we're getting Tazdingo, we got the Might of the Narazim in. Stitches is already waiting for another hook here. And in addition to that, it's the Eye of Horus and the Stim Drone. Suljin on crack is essentially what we're gonna get here. Barrel roll is already happening, trying to get a hit in. Gia, yeah, careful, careful. But they want axe, they're getting axe, and the double swing is now in. Look at this, Stim Drone. Dead. This is gonna be crazy. 32 stacks on the baseline. Let's take a look at the damage. We're only 7 minutes in and Suljin is at 27,000. I mean, just for context, he's pretty much doubling the damage of Phoenix. He's doubling Phoenix's damage. Zeratul is currently playing at the top against Sylvanas and gets the kill. Some assist from Ana as well, and now at the bottom of the map they're just simply going for the fort and they're taking it down. So, there we go. Well, they're trying to chase at least. Zeratul and they're getting him. Sven trying to get away. Oh, yeah, he makes it. Sven makes it. Here comes the channel. Suljin says hello. Once again, we got the Keg. They're trying to go for Morales. Mocus Morales. Oh, but they want to go for Suljin. And they get him. They get him over the wall. Suljin's over the wall, takes his ult, and he's saved. They actually save him. No, they don't. Phoenix comes in and gets the damage connected. Zarya and Suljin both fall. Now they go for Zeratul. 4 kills to 3. The Akatsuki, they take a second fort. They're dropping the second fort right here. Haha, nice. Yeah, and of course now they're stealing the camps away. They're taking more map control, they're stealing the camps, they're doing their job here, and they're working on the next Dragonite. Chen is taking it down at the bottom of the map, and now up here at the top, or in the mid lane, we're seeing Ultralisk with another channel, and that is Dragonite number 2. Yeah, this game is not over. 13, level 13 talent advantage for the Akatsuki. And they're now pushing once again top lane, bot lane, mid lane. They have camps everywhere, basically, and they're trying to go for more structures. Suljin is back and is working on the Dragonite, but gets immediately a bit of an ass kicking. So, yeah, there we go. More hits keep coming. He's defending this as best as he can. And, yep, tries to punt it out. But that's a really good position for him to get damage out. But obviously, I mean, he's stacking here. But he's also has to be careful that he doesn't get killed by the Dragonite. And the fight at the bottom of the map is also still ongoing. So down here, it's a play for Fort that they're trying to take. Suljin's at 41 stacks now, by the way. So he is using the Dragonite to simply stack up his numbers. Zeratul, nano boosted, trying to go for Phoenix. Sylvanas is still pushing. Sylvanas is still trying here. Ultralisk is not done with this. Ultralisk is just about to kill him. Ultralisk, he's gonna get him. What the hell is happening here? Suljin gets soloed by Ultralisk. Sylvanas has to get back out. But that's crazy. What? Ultralisk with the ultra cool play. 6 kills to 3. 1.5 levels of elite for the Akatsuki. And it's just insane. Morales gets attacked now too. They're behind the fort, by the way. They're behind the fort right now. They just don't care. Nano gets killed on Morales and they're falling apart. They're getting farmed. They're getting absolutely farmed. They don't have the damage here without Suljin. Oh, Zarya gets out. Zarya is out. Suljin is like, alright, I'm gonna do this my way. Comes in, the swings are happening. He doesn't have a lot of stacks on his level 7. And up at the top, the keep has fallen. Ultralisk dies, but he's killed the keep. The keep is gone, and the fort at the bot lane also gets destroyed. Insanity. Now, Gia is obviously getting decent stacks in now. He is at 34,000 damage, but Phoenix is nearly caught up with him, and a couple of the others have also gotten good numbers onto the board. But Suljin has the potential to stack into the late game like no other. Their problem is they're losing control over the map. They're completely losing control over this map. They have no fort left, they have lost the keep, and this is just lane pressure that they gotta deal with. And, I mean, I honestly don't know. At this point, you're asking for trouble. You really are. 24 stacks for Stitches. And if Suljin can participate in team fights with the full 5 mat, then great. But the red team is obviously not going to give them a lot of opportunities for that. Red team is going to try and just play Red Dota with Sylvanas. They're going to try to take additional keeps out. And we'll see how this plays out in team fights. But they're going to attempt to prevent Suljin from stacking as best they can. And there's another Dragonite that could now be claimed. They don't have level 16 yet. And yes, Dragonite number 3 is now coming soon. Oh, that could be a great fight for them, though. That could be a huge fight. Where's that nano boost when you need it? Right there. Stim drone is in. All right, here's an attempt to go for the attack. They can make a couple of plays, and Phoenix is already in real trouble as Zeratul came in, and they take down Phoenix. Phoenix is gone. The Dragonite is up and is walking straight for the middle to try and take another fort out, another keep out. And Suljin is by now at 50 stacks. Needs to play around the gate a little bit, but yep. I have no idea why he didn't play around the gate with us, because that was a given. So the Dragonite gets defeated. 52 stacks now for Suljin. 33 for his level 7. He's getting there. And yep, there's another net, so he gets more stacks together. This could change things. It's all a question of how good Suljin gets, how much of a threat he becomes. Now there is Zeratul too. I don't want to take anything away from him, but well, Zeratul is the sideshow at this point. Zeratul is the sideshow, and Suljin, he is the main act. That's just what it is. 5 kills to 8. 42,000 damage. Ooh, Zarya is in trouble. Gets the ult out. Tries to stay away from the keg as best she can. Suljin and Zeratul are both on the way, but Morales gets eaten. And here comes Ragnaros. Get wrecked. Gia with some good damage. Gets the ult out. Needs some heals. The man needs heals, and he doesn't get them. Suljin is dead. At least Phoenix gets killed. But it seems that Zeratul is also not going to make it. And since Sylvanas is still alive, they can now go for another keep. 11 kills to 6. And the bad news here for the blue team is that the Akatsuki nearly have level 20. Once that Suljin hits level 20, it's a completely different story because he can survive through a lot of these fights. But I don't think we're going to get to that. Because look at this. They're going for the keep. Who needs supports? Seriously. Who the hell needs healers? Screw them. Double healer and Zarya, and they're still dying like flies. There's another ult. Zarya's buying time. Ana is trying to help. It's not happening. Suljin is back in 6 seconds, but it is brutal what's going on here. The Akatsuki are on an absolute tear. Then a killing spree. 12 kills to 6. And now Suljin, Zeratul, they're both back, but there's the Storm Talent in the hands of the Akatsuki. And now, of course, they have the Master Hooker. Ragnaros can go for the reduction. I mean, it depends on how he wants to play. We have the Unconquered Spirit, obviously. That's already annoying to begin with. And Skog is the one channeling the Dragon Knight here. They could try and go for game. Zarya's going to be back. And where are they headed? All the keeps, get macro pressure going, and then just play it slow. Let the catapults take it. Or do they go for core? Seems like they're going to try and go for core. This is Suljin. Suljin, he needs to pop off now. He gets the stim drone. He's going to get it eventually. They're going to go for the attack. He has his ult. Suljin has an ult. Needs to use it soon. And he doesn't. No, not like this. Suljin didn't use the ult. Wailing arrow from Sylvanas. All unleashed and used. And this is game. They win it without a support. The Dragon Knight is already on the core. Suljin loses. Double support against no support. The Akatsuki make it. It's insane. What a series. What a game. It's a victory for the red team as they move on to the winner bracket final to face off against the Saboteurs. GG.